How's it going, guys? Vaibhav here, and I've been using the Sony PlayStation 5 for about a month now. I've been trucking along with God of War as well as Spider-Man. I'm not the kind of guy who sort of binges through everything. I like to take my time with it. But something I wanted to discuss aside from the PlayStation 5's review in general was the controller. I felt like most of the reviews that talked about the PlayStation 5 didn't really give the controller justice. So I wanted to make a video just talking about my experience with the Sony PlayStation 5 controller and how it compares to the Sony PlayStation 4 for anyone who wants to know, because at the end of the day, you use your controller more than you use your console, because you're not gonna put your console on your lap while playing. You basically use and hold a controller for 95% of the time. So I thought this video would be kind of interesting. From the PlayStation 4's controller, the PS5 one is a big change. Appearance-wise, there's a number of things that make it unique and completely different from the PlayStation 4. Firstly, it's the size. Coming from the PS4, adjusting was a bit difficult, but after playing around for a few days, things became more natural. Most of what you typically find on the PS4 is all there, just in different variations. So the options and share buttons are labeled differently on the PS5 controller, and I'm a big fan of the controller's on and off switch, which is literally the PlayStation logo. The thumbsticks themselves feel slightly more textured, but I think the PS4 ones were also like that, just not anymore because of all the wear and tear with usage, because let's face it, the PS4 controller I have is probably 6 or 7 years old. I wouldn't change anything about the layout of the PS5 controller, so compared to the PS4, everything is pretty much how it should be, and that's how I like it. One thing I would have liked on the PS5's controller was maybe a soft backlight to its keys. I think that would ooze class and would just add a very nice layer of appearance to the controller. I actually missed the splash of color that we saw on the PS4's controller, but unfortunately that's a downgrade that you'll have to probably adjust with. I spoke about the size of the PS5 controller, but let's actually take a look in the hand. It's slightly heavier than the PS4's, and also much grippier. It's made up of this nice Easter egg, but that aside, the feel in hand of the controller is just incredible. It almost will be one of the primary reasons I don't go back to the PS4 controller. Don't get me wrong, the PS4 controller also had a texture on its back, and it actually went across the entirety of the controller's back, but it just wasn't as pronounced. And at the same time, the PS5 controller's back is slightly bare, so on this rear end of the PS5's controller, you don't actually get that textured back, which just feels a bit awkward. Other hardware changes include a Type-C USB port for charging, which is an excellent choice, and a built-in microphone, so no one has the excuse for not talking in a team game. The microphone is not the best quality according to my friends, but it'll get the job done. Another nice feature is being able to quickly mute the microphone via a button, and of course the smaller speaker grill on there for audio, but who uses that? Despite of all of those audio improvements, I suggest using any pair of headphones with the PS5 controller. Those could be your smartphone headphones or any headphones that you use with your PC, because it's really easy to plug in with the 3.5mm headphone jack, and the audio experience that comes with the PS5 is just something on another level. So you don't need to have the specific headset that the PlayStation 5 is marketing, so the Pulse headset, I believe. You can do this on pretty much any headset, and the audio experience is just something else. You'll probably have to experience it so you understand what I'm really talking about. And while those are the big changes, there's more packed into the controller. The biggest receptive change is of course the controller's vibration motor. If you guys know the differences in haptic feedback between, let's say, a budget smartphone and a premium high-end smartphone, the differences in vibration motor between the PS4 and the PS5 controller is exactly that. The PS5's vibration quality just makes the PS4's seem outright cheap. We've also now got adaptive triggers on the PS5 controller, which means the L2 and the R2 keys now adjust in tension according to situations in games. For example, when firing weapons, or in my case, when web swinging on Spider-Man. It's ever so subtle, but it's there to make a difference, and I hope many other companies who make these games take advantage of all of these features, because I feel like once you do, you're truly taking the potential of the PS5 where it belongs. Of course, you've got the touchpad on the PS5 controller, which is also a bit bigger than the PS4's, and it combines well with all of those haptics that I talked about. Another one is directional awareness, where the vibration intensity changes according to the direction or texture in a game. Another subtle one, but it all sort of adds up when you're gaming and when you're immersed in that experience. Lastly, there's also a feature on the PlayStation 5 controller where you can blow into it to do a certain task. I think that works with the speaker grill up here, so when you blow into it, you can achieve something in game. I don't know how many games will take advantage of that particularly, but it's just neat to have. The PS5 actually comes pre-installed with this game called Astro's World, which takes advantage of all of the controller's features to its full potential. It's definitely something I recommend you try out to fully understand the depth of the controller, because at the end of the day, just looking at me talk about the controller and just looking at the controller even through a video screen isn't going to do justice to all of the features that are packed into the DualSense 5. That being said, the one and only drawback with the controller is the color. This year, Sony's decided to make its flagship color white, which is not something that is great at repelling smudges. It's been pretty smudged up already after just 1 month of use, so things may get worse with time. And that's why maybe the black PS4 controller is much better in that regard, because it doesn't show any smudges even after years and years of usage. So you'll probably either have to keep cleaning the PS5's controller on a regular basis if you want to keep it brand spanking new, or hope there's a different color or skin for the PS5 controller coming very shortly. So those were my thoughts on the Sony PlayStation 5 controller. I feel like that's the thing you interact with the most, and I thought I'd make a video on it just for anyone who's still interested in buying the PlayStation 5, of which I know there's millions of people out there. So just hang in there, the PlayStation 5 will eventually be in stock for anyone to buy. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did find it useful, a like and a subscribe to the channel would be very much appreciated. Thanks for watching. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.